Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, with you guys, is yet another podcast with Recon Trooper.
Hey there, folks. Recon Trooper here, and if you're watching my version of this podcast, which would be nice for a change, I hope you enjoy the Dead Island 2 and Godzilla gameplay. And this time, the Godzilla gameplay won't look like the last time, because this time I actually was able to record on my 360. Instead of trying to record a TV screen that's dying.
Well, good. We're making progress. Sounds great.
Yeah.
But if you guys enjoy this podcast, again, I'll have a link for Recon Trooper down in the description down below. And, of course, subscribe to him and myself.
And vice versa.
I'm also... Exactly, vice versa. I'm also on Instagram now, which I just happened as of yesterday. I'm going to be posting a lot of voice acting stuff, so if you want to go follow that, I will also have a link down below. And, yeah, we have some really great topics to talk about. Of course, there's the new Godzilla film, and there's some other juicy stuff here. But who wants to start, Recon?
Well, let's start with the Modern Warfare 3 thing. It won't be very long because I already, as you know, I'm not a fan of it, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to get into because as you guys know, I love all the Call of Duties that have offline bots at least, and my journey with Modern Warfare 3 has been very up and down. But as of right now, I genuinely love it. I think it's really, really great, but I want to hear your insight. Why do you not like it?
Well, for one thing, I actually have to be connected to the internet to play, and as such, like there's no button saying go offline like on Modern Warfare 1. And so, as a result, my game kept getting interrupted by these stupid connection errors or whatever. So, that's the first thing, and then the second thing is, in Modern Warfare 1, I was able to tweak the options so that I can kill my teammate bots if they're getting in the way, or if they're just not helping me at all, so I just shoot them and be like, oh, if you're not going to help me, then die.
Be gone.
But in Modern Warfare 3, they didn't have that option, and so I was able to kill up to 4 guys, I think, and then I started just dying on the spot, and then the timer thing. So, yeah, that's about pretty much it.
Okay. So. Now, it's interesting. I never really thought about it like that because my background with the game is I just play the offline bot, or I guess the not online bots, but I guess the custom game stuff. Yeah. And did you try the campaign? What'd you think about that?
No, I haven't played any campaigns. I just tried Modern Warfare 3 because you were talking about it, and I felt like Modern Warfare 2019
this is my fault.
Is better. So
I ruined it. I'm sorry.
But yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, it's fair. It's very valid that you haven't tried the campaign because everyone hates it. I played it. It's extremely short. It's like 4 hours if you're really going crazy. It's fine. But another thing is that these Call of Duty games, man, they are, and you guys know, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. But these games, they're freaking big. Like, the gigabytes, like, just, having the campaign on Modern Warfare 3, it's a lot of gigabytes, man. Like, it takes up a lot of your storage.
I think most of it is the graphics and stuff, not so much the content.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, in addition to the ridiculous price of the thing, who knows how many gigabytes the Beast Glove would have been.
Oh, the Beast Glove. Okay, let's talk about the monkey in the room. Guys, look, don't buy it. Okay, like I don't like microtransactions, but you got to pay $80 to get that Beast Glove.
Yeah, and this thing is Modern Warfare 370 or was it cheaper? I can't remember. I just know
it was 70.
I just know because was kind of bummed out when I had to uninstall it, and I basically threw money away on it.
Yeah, I don't know if you should have done that. At least, maybe keep playing offline, but at the same time, if you keep getting interrupted,
Well, that's just it. Because like on Modern Warfare 1, right when it gets to the start menu thing, there's the button prompt saying go offline or something, or play offline, and then it takes me
Right.
straight to the local thing. But there's nothing like that on Modern Warfare 3.
I think, what do I do? I know as soon
But
what maybe I'll help you because as soon as I start it, like I hit A and it like does your initial like profile login.
yeah, well, whatever.
As soon as that happens, I tap the B button, like I instantly go back, and I think there was an option that said go offline. I don't know when you last played the game. Maybe they patched it, but I would try
I
that. Like
last
as
played
soon
it
as
when
you
I
hit A.
uninstalled it, which was the day I got it and told you that I don't like it. Whenever that
Okay, yeah,
was.
I would. The problem is that I would just say, oh, reinstall it, but like it's like a billion gigabytes.
Yeah, and I've only got like 91% in my thing covered, so I don't have the space.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah, that's fair. And don't even get me started on Modern Warfare 2. That thing was a dumpster fire.
Okay. How'd you like it?
I didn't. That's the problem. It was
No,
no
I
bueno.
I
It
know.
just it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like they
So,
broke it.
yeah, but
I'm
anyway,
actually shocked because
that's
it.
my
Yeah.
experience with the new one, and so Modern Warfare 1 is probably the better one I find, because it
Okay,
basically
that's
has
fair.
the things that I like about it that Modern Warfare 3 didn't have for whatever reason. So, and not to mention
Yeah. Oh, I
the
love that one
weapons
too.
are pretty basic too. Like on 3 there was some weapon that was like a P90 but it wasn't called that. And
Right. Okay.
at
Yeah.
least in Modern Warfare 1 it's called a P90 straight up.
Yeah. That's kind of
So,
weird that they do that.
yeah, I don't need a different named weapon for the same weapon.
Right. Then it gets confusing.
Yeah. But so, yeah. So anyway, my next topic was Avengers Endgame. This one I've had for a while since I last, I think, watched it, whenever that was.
Hmm.
But so I think the thing, I don't remember what it was about. I think it was about Hulk, because I know a lot of people hated Hulk in that movie, and so what's your thoughts on Smart Hulk, as he's called?
Right. Professor Hulk.
Yeah,
I think.
was it
Yeah. I think. Look. This.
wasted potential?
Talking. Well, I mean, in terms of its fidelity, I think the CGI looks good. I mean, I don't think anyone's complaining about the look. I think they're more complaining about the writing. Is my understanding.
Yeah,
I don't think it's bad. I do think that it's a little weird that we went from like 2008 Incredible Hulk, where he's just like basically a big green monkey, to like. I mean, look, I appreciate the progression that they're going with the character, and it's not like he's just some crazy green guy every movie, but
yeah.
I never really had a problem with it. I mean, what are the common complaints?
Well, just that they butchered Hulk and they destroyed him,
No,
and especially I
typical
mean,
stuff.
one valid complaint I can sort of agree with is there was no rematch between him and Thanos.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
Because
I
I
mean,
wanted to,
I don't
see
remember.
that too. I wanted to see, a Hulk learn from the last fight, but instead we got Smart Hulk, and even he doesn't fight Thanos. He's just
Yeah, he just talks
we
and
don't even see him
he
fight
eats
really.
tacos.
I think we see him throw one Chitauri chariot and then whack another alien that Cap throws at him or something, and that's all we see him do.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch Endgame. Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'm doing my MCU rewatch soon. I promise. School's been crazy, but when I get to Endgame, I'll be more familiar with it. But
Yeah.
I just remember him I remember Hulk at the store taking a selfie, eating a taco, and then burning his hand with the gauntlet. Like that's all I remember.
Yeah. Well. But anyway. Yeah, that's all. That's the only all to the topic, cuz what you thought of Smart Hulk. Cuz I know a lot of
Yeah,
people
I mean, I don't have
a
an
lot of
issue with it.
people
I guess.
hated just kind of the concept, cuz they wanted to see more like the real Hulk and Bruce Banner having worked things out instead of turning Banner into this giant, large guy.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't. Is that how it is in the comics?
I don't entirely know, but I don't read the comics, and
Okay.
although, I mean, just because I don't read the comics doesn't mean I'm, I think Marvel, whoever they hire for directing, needs to.
Yeah, that's true.
If you watched that one video I sent you last week, I think, about what OmniViewer was saying about the recent Godzilla films, including that's -1 and New Empire. He mentions that the directors of those movies have respect for the material and the universe and the lore and all that, and that something that DC and Marvel are lacking these days is when that's why they turn out so bad, because there's no real respect for the material. They're just Marvel's just hiring people that they know can deliver mainly a political message through a superhero movie, and then heroes like apparently Aquaman, they go from being really cool characters in the first movie to being laughing stocks in the second one.
Pretty much.
So
did you see the second Aquaman?
No, but
Okay.
OmniViewer was saying that he gets urinated on a lot, and he's like, why would they go from building him up into being a cool character only to turn him into this urinating target the second movie?
Yeah, he is a urinating target from his kid. No adults pee on him, by the way. It's just a baby.
Apparently an octopus does too.
Maybe I'm sure. Let's just say he does.
Okay.
Weird.
But anyway, yeah, I think as far as I don't know if Smart Hulk turns out exactly the same way in the comics. I just know that there is a version of him in the comics, but
okay, I'll have to do my research.
Yeah, but still, it would have been nice to even just see him like take on one of those Chitauri gorillas in the final battle. Would have been cool, because we don't see him really fight any big guys a whole lot, he fights Abomination, he fights Hulkbuster, he fights Thanos in Infinity War briefly, but we don't see him like fight any, like he never fought Cull Obsidian, and he didn't fight he didn't fight a Chitauri gorilla, which would
Ebony
be
Maw.
kind of interesting. Ebony Maw.
Yeah, I think for me, like I agree with that, but I think for a lot of people, and this is not just the MCU, it's other franchises, but I think that a lot of people tend to judge something based on what they wanted and not what they got.
Yeah.
And I think what we got is fine, but I think you're right. What we could have gotten is also good.
I mean, what we could have gotten would have just been a brief few more seconds. That's all. It's just like when we were talking about the Monsterverse when we did our 11th podcast, and I was saying, or was it the 11th? Maybe it was the 10th, whatever one. I was saying how they should have made a scene in Godzilla vs. Kong about Serizawa's son having this sort of moment to himself and having a flashback of when Mark tells him his dad died, and he throws a fit of rage and says he should have left Godzilla to die. And that would have only been like 1 extra minute at most to add that scene. And so just adding a few more seconds just to show Hulk do something cool in Endgame for a change, instead of just being this, he's kind of all bark and no bite kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, you hit a perfect mark. Is that like it was Serizawa, Hulk? They're all such little minute details that go a long way. I mean, there's a deleted scene in The Last Jedi even where when Luke finds out Han dies. I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
why they deleted it, but it's just
and
him.
he starts
I don't want to say
weeping.
mourning.
Yeah, he starts sort of
Yeah, he's
weeping
like
a
just
bit.
kind of. Yeah, I think he like sighs and sheds a tear or something. I mean, that we didn't like need it, but it definitely would have been cool to see. I don't know why they deleted that. So
Yeah, but yeah, so. But I don't have a big problem with Hulk. Just certain things I would have liked to have seen with him. I mean, even if he's
right.
not the
No,
same
yeah, I'm with you, man.
exact, even if he's not the same exact Avengers 1 Hulk, at least he could have still done some things. Like he could have still fought Thanos, I'm sure. Or maybe,
Oh yeah.
if they actually thought of it when they were building this thing up, maybe during the final battle he has this moment of anger that allows him to turn into the Hulk we love just one more time, just for that final battle.
I think that would have been great. Yeah, I
Like
mean,
he starts
the whole point is that
just getting angry after being blasted by Thanos' ship, and then all of a sudden his anger gets the better of him, and then he turns into the Hulk that people were wanting to see.
yeah, because the whole point of that version of Hulk is that he's able to master both, and I think they more lead into the Professor side and not the Hulky side. You know,
Yeah, but but anyway,
is what it is.
that's the
My next
topic.
topic.
Yeah.
This is
So
okay. Well, this one's still based on Marvel, so it
okay.
works. Deadpool versus Wolverine. Deadpool 3. It's coming out in I believe June or July. What are your thoughts on that?
I haven't seen the other Deadpool movies, and I probably won't see this one.
Ooh, okay. What is there a reason?
Well, I know I hear it all the time on video games, especially zombie games, and some movies that I watch, like some MonsterVerse movies. I'm sure you've heard some swearing, but apparently the Deadpool movies are really bad at swearing.
There's like I think there's 80 in the first one and
And
60 in the second one.
even Kevin Feige apparently was swearing on stage at what was it, Comic Con or
I think so, yeah.
Cosmic Con or whatever they call it, and he was actually saying the F word on stage. So
Yeah, I didn't see that clip. I'm assuming you did though.
no, I didn't either. I heard about it, and then they showed
Huh.
They showed about 9 minutes of footage just to the audience, which
Whoa.
isn't public.
Yeah,
So,
I wish, right? I think that definitely is an element. I mean, obviously that varies from person to person. I'm excited for it because I like the first one. I love the second. The second one's a big improvement, and I think this one has the potential to be like one of the best
yeah.
newer MCU movies because not only are we getting Deadpool and Wolverine, but this is the first like now officially in the MCU canon. We know that Deadpool 1 and 2 are part of that. I mean, it's kind of like the Spider-Man No Way Home situation.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that everything's so connected. I think that's really really cool.
Yeah, that's a plus, I suppose. Just
Because I mean, it's the only MCU movie we're getting this year, which is crazy. Normally we get like 100.
yeah, well, the shows are still coming out, I think.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not too big into it though, just mainly for the swearing part, but also just
hmm
I don't know. As you know, my interest in Marvel has kind of dwindled, just like Star Wars, all mainly because of the Disney Plus stuff, because I don't want to get it, and I probably will never get it. But also just
hmm
because they seem to be. I mean, I don't know about Star Wars if they're really losing their way in any way, but Marvel certainly has lost their way.
Yeah, I think Marvel took a considerable dip more than Star Wars, at least in my opinion, in terms of just the woke stuff, the not as much. I don't know. It just seems like past Endgame.
Yeah, you're
I mean, there's been good
you're
stuff.
talking about how the connectivity between the MonsterVerse films isn't completely like it's quite loose, as you put it, but
Yeah, kind of warbled.
it's not like the MCU where like what's so connected about this at this point?
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. I mean,
honestly,
I'm sure they're gonna do something,
everything
but
seems to
I
be
heard
going
that.
in a wacky direction with the Kang actor in jail, and they're probably, as a result, not going to
Yeah,
recast for some reason. Maybe it's because he's a black actor, just like another one that passed away, and they didn't recast him.
yeah.
And
Well, apparently that guy, he's not going to jail. I think it was like a year of community something. I don't know.
yeah, well, he's still not going to be Kang anymore.
Really, that's interesting.
As far as I know, I mean, Marvel doesn't seem to like to use criminals, even if they're not
DC will.
imprisoned or anything. But
Yeah. Well, I heard a rumor that the Russo brothers might be directing the Kang Dynasty, which I don't know. I mean, we know nothing, but I mean,
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how this works out.
yeah, if it does, I mean,
Right.
the first, it may not have been outright obvious in like phase 3, but you knew they were at least since what I guess Guardians Volume 1. You kind of got the hint that all of this was a connected universe, because that's when the Infinity Stones, or no, that would have been Thor. Yeah, Thor Dark World, when
Yeah.
they first mention Infinity Stones, And then
Yeah.
in
I think.
Guardians, you see the image in the Collector's Museum of the Tesseract and the Ether, and then you realize, oh,
Right.
those were stones apparently. And
Yeah.
then
So they're like planting the seeds.
yeah, and then of course Doctor Strange, leads into Thor Ragnarok, and at this point nothing leads into anything. I mean, yeah, guys cameo and stuff, but it doesn't lead into the next movie we see them in or whatever.
Right.
Like Thor,
Yeah. I think that's
Thor's
definitely a
Thor
negative.
Ragnarok's scene is directly from in Doctor Strange is directly from the Ragnarok movie. So
I mean, I guess we kind of got like Daredevil with No Way Home and stuff like that, but
yeah, but anyway,
and that's
yeah,
another thing too. The Netflix stuff that's now canon to the MCU as well, which is I mean, that's crazy.
yeah. What Netflix stuff? All of it?
Yeah, all of it.
Oh,
Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Defenders, all of that stuff. Iron Fist. It's
oh,
all canon to the MCU officially.
oh. Well,
Which like blew my
congratulations.
freaking mind because I haven't seen any of that yet. So it's like,
I would have thought it
obviously I
was
would have watched
already
it.
connected,
Yeah, it was,
just
and
like
then they
Agents of Shield.
decanonized it. Exactly. Well, yeah, Agents of Shield isn't canon yet either. They decanonized that. Basically, whenever once WandaVision came out, Kevin was like, "Oh, this is the first MCU show. The other ones aren't canon now."
Oh,
And then because of the Daredevil show and Wilson being in Hawkeye and all that, Kingpin, they're official. So yeah, I mean that's
yeah,
kind of old news, but that's really cool.
yeah. So, but yeah, to
'Cause I
answer your
haven't seen any of
question,
that
no,
stuff.
I'm not gonna be seeing the Deadpool one. In fact, the next movie I possibly see is probably not gonna be until January.
Wouldn't that be Captain America?
No, Sonic 3.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hang on. Sonic 3, that's going to be sick. I mean, we got Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people wanted Hayden Christensen. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I was thinking Hayden Christensen just because every time I searched Sonic 3 before Keanu Reeves was announced, it kept showing his face with the actors. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't really have a preference. Just whoever seems good, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Of
It's
course,
just funny because, like,
they pulled a Lego Star Wars on us with showing behind closed doors footage of the film.
yep, of course, right? Every
Yeah.
time.
So,
But I just find it funny because, as you guys know, like I can do Keanu Reeves' voice, so like I just imagine like when we get the movie, just me doing like Shadow lines. I swear, we better see Shadow with a gun. I need him to hold a pistol for at least one shot for me to be happy.
Well, Shadow becomes an anti-hero eventually, apparently, in the lore, so maybe Tails will give him a gun.
I yeah, Tails will do it. That'd be great.
Because he's got that little tiny thing that, you know, the bride from Sonic 2 that you don't like very much. She's pointing it at the guy and blows up the cake, and then he's like, "Whoa, what the heck?"
Okay, I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's holding Tails' little laser pistol and pointing it at Olive Garden guy, as they call him.
Oh, okay. Yep, it's coming back.
Yeah, and then blows up her wedding cake with it, and then he kind of drops his taser, and is like, "Whoa, don't do that to me."
Yeah, okay, I remember. See, that's the one thing I really want Sonic 3 to do is, and I guess the Knuckles show too, is just lean into Sonic lore instead of the human. I mean, the human characters are fine, but as you guys know, that was my big issue with 2. It's like I don't care about this wedding. Like I want to see that Chaos Emeralds and Eggman and Sonic.
It's the same thing with the MonsterVerse, you know. They need humans.
Yeah, but the thing with the MonsterVerse is that
explain story.
but the human stuff in the MonsterVerse is actually compelling to me. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about the wedding in Sonic. I care about the humans in the MonsterVerse.
But, like, how else are they gonna... Well, yeah, I guess they didn't really have to show, at least not all of it. Just kind of show that, kind of the beginning and the end of it. Because, they did show Sonic and Tails getting freed, obviously. But everything... Everything between when they get captured and when they get freed, and like at least 2/3 of it could have, I suppose, been cut out.
Yeah, I mean it's just a small nitpick, but and anyway, I am looking forward to Knuckles, but yeah,
I don't mind it personally. I mean, it. I mean, look at it behind the scenes, and. Mm-hmm. It gives the actors a little more fun with their character, I guess.
That's true.
I mean, if you were
gives them something to do.
If you were in their shoes, I mean, if you watched it and suddenly the scene that you were doing didn't seem like it was necessary, but you had fun doing it,
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah,
that's all that matters.
I'm kind of looking forward to Sonic 3, and Knuckles very much could come out on DVD, because I know the Halo show came out on DVD. At least Season 1 did.
Oh, officially?
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you can go to Etsy or something, but...
Yeah, so I think Paramount Plus, they actually released their stuff on physical. So.
Oh, nice job. Thank you, Paramount Plus.
Yeah. Unlike other things that don't right now, anyway.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I don't know why, but I can find Season 2 of The Mandalorian, but Season 1 I can't never find on a shelf.
Well, like in a store, physically.
Yeah, in my I don't know if it's our Walmart or the one in a city close to us, but yeah, I see Season 2 there all the time, and then but Season 1 doesn't exist. So
that's weird.
But that's okay.
Maybe they're like always out of stock.
But yeah, so
I have no idea. I'm glad. I mean, Disney Plus, they are slowly and gradually putting more things on Blu-ray, but it's just bad timing. Like by the time they do it legitimately, I already got it on eCreator or something. It's like they're too slow.
Or they just take forever, like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, tell me about it. And I know the whole point is for you to watch it on Disney Plus. Like, I'm not stupid, But I watched it on Disney Plus. Now give me the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I did it right.
Here, take my friggin' money now. Give it to me on Blu-ray.
Yeah, jeez.
But so yeah.
Speaking of Marvel, I guess
Huh?
if we can, I have a good topic next, if that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as we talk
All right,
about
so we got to talk
Dead
about.
Island 2 and, of course, the movie that we've both seen now.
Yes, yeah, that'll be after. This one will be pretty quick, I'd imagine. Madam Web and the Sony universe. We're getting Kraven the Hunter and Venom 3 this year. Madam Web already came out. I saw Madam Web. I spent my money on it, and I wanted to know. I doubt you've seen it, but what are your thoughts on Sony? Because every time they pump out a movie, it's like they get worse,
Well,
and I don't think they're getting the hint.
this one is related. I have a topic about Morbius, and just, it's related, but I don't know. I think the characters have potential, but the way they're trying to do things is kind of sloppy joes.
That's a good way to put it. It is very sloppy joes, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. It's yeah.
Because
look, I mean, I'd
like to see more what could happen with Morbius, especially after that scene apparently, with Vulture. But they say they're gonna go hunt for Spider-Man or something, and well, show us them hunting for Spider-Man already. Don't just tease it and then,
Well, it's weird to me because that's a great scene, but then it's like Vulture's like, "Oh, Spider-Man," and Morbius should be like, "Who?" It's like, how does this vampire idiot know Spider-Man? I don't know. I just feel like they were. We know that the Sony movies are canon to the MCU. We've seen it. It's official, but it's really weird. Like, Kraven looks good. I'll give him that. I think going for an R rating is good for that character, but just I don't know, man. I saw Madam Web and my brain cells were dying. And I don't have many of those left.
Actually, that's one thing you should be praising the MonsterVerse for is, in a lot, at least the ones I've seen, the Sony ones that I've seen, which is really just the two Venom films and Morbius. There's only the final battle, and that's it. And the MonsterVerse, at least from King of the Monsters to, I guess, GXK. I mean, Kong does have that little brawl with somebody, kind of midway through the movie, and they have more than one fight in the films. Like you were talking about your review of King of the Monsters and how it was like action piece after action piece, and you were wondering when it's gonna end soon.
Yeah.
You were enjoying it, but you're like wondering, is this the last battle? No. When is the last battle? And so, it's something that the Sonyverse really lacks. Because, especially at the second Venom film, I was kind of hoping there'd be a second fight.
Yeah, me too. Plus, that movie's so short to begin with.
Yeah, because, it's Carnage. There can't just be a one-and-done fight with Carnage. It's got to be more than one fight.
That's what I was saying. And like apparently Andy Serkis directed that.
If they did that with Spider-Man 2, where the only fight Spider-Man has is with Doc Ock at the end in the warehouse thing, and that's all.
You know how boring that would be?
Like, what happened to... How did Doc Ock get all the money to build this thing? What happened to the bank fight that we saw in the trailer?
Yeah.
They released trailer footage just to get audience attention, and then they pull the stalemate, as you call it, and it's like, no, sorry, folks.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you nailed it, yeah.
Like Hulk in Infinity War, people were really mad about him not appearing like he did in the trailer, running alongside Cap and everyone else.
If I had $1 for every time the MCU lied to my face during a trailer, I'd be a billionaire.
Yeah. So, and that kind of brings me to the movie we'll be talking about, so I'll just wait until we do that. But
Okay, yeah, let's do Dead Island 2.
okay, so yeah, so when was the last time you played? When you played House?
Yeah, so I did. Yeah, I beat that. I think the last time I played Dead Island 2 was maybe like a month ago. I accidentally uninstalled it, so that's my bad. I didn't mean to. I meant to uninstall another game, and my finger slipped. But no, I need to reinstall it probably tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah.
Because I do have that expansion pass. I think I have the new thing for free. And you played it, so without ruining the story or spoiling it, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, it's a lot more open. It's kind of like see, I was trying to think of a good answer in case you asked that question.
Mhm.
Trying to think of a good comparison. Um,
Uh-huh.
it's kind of like if you took I don't know.
Something.
It's got some Dead Island 1 vibes to it.
Oh, okay.
Including a little section that's actually named after a character you meet at the beginning of the game. And on the map, there's even a reference to Banui Island, which is in the first game.
Yeah.
And I forget what the thing said. It was something about like their government is lying and saying it's about some weather anomaly or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely more expansive than House was, because House was very, like the biggest area was probably the area with the 5 houses.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was very linear.
Yeah, it was very tight quarters and dark the whole time.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I enjoyed it. It
yeah,
just,
I don't mind
like I
it.
said,
I still go back and play it at times as well. It's just,
yeah.
really kind of sucky, especially when my TV screen is dying and can't.
Oh, yeah, that
I
would.
have to stand really close just to see anything. And the flashlight is very dim in this game. It's Dead Island 1, the flashlight is a lot brighter.
Okay, yeah, okay. I've seen that in your gameplay.
And also Dying Light, as you probably know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of I don't know quite how to describe it.
Is it like so it's a bigger environment?
Yeah, it kind of feels like a miniature open world. Like, I don't mean just
Okay.
I don't mean just a section like in the main game. I mean, like, it really feels like an open world, but it's small. If
Okay, I see.
that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
because it's got like a parking section, and then there's this big, massive open section with a bunch of like there's kind of like a vendors and stuff area right smack dab in the middle, and then there's only one safe zone where you meet the main character of the DLC.
Okay.
Not the main villain, just character. And yeah, there's about 3 bigger areas that you explore. Well, bigger as in, like, they're bigger than some of the other areas, like the one I mentioned, which was small. And there's one area that looks actually kind of like it looks like a perfect landscape for zombies. It's very, it's a very undead looking place.
Okay.
And
I mean, that was basically all of House. I mean, there was just like blood and gore everywhere in that freaking DLC.
yeah, except this is during the day. There's no big roof over your head.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't know. I prefer kind of like the more vibrant open world. I mean, the dark one's cool because it sets a tone and a mood. But yeah, I'd much prefer like what the new one's offering. I'd rather play that.
Yeah, But and then there's the only thing I will spoil, because you'll probably be wondering how the heck do I get it. Um,
Hmm.
the saw blade launcher is like the reward you get for beating the story.
And I've heard that's a pretty badass weapon.
Yeah. Apparently, some people have been earning it, and it hasn't been appearing or something, or they haven't been able to equip it. But
Oh, like a glitch. Yeah, that sucks.
yeah, but I made sure on both my characters because I did it for both of them. Um,
Uh huh.
I made sure to have one empty slot, like the weapon wheel with 8 weapons. I made sure to have an empty
Yeah.
slot ready for when I did get it, and then it can go into there, and it did both times. So,
See, you're learning.
well, it's not just that. Well, it's not learning. It's learning about the glitch, but no,
Yeah, you're taking preemptive measures.
yeah, but yeah, and then I got. I'm basically done with house except for some journal things that I don't care for. Um,
Okay.
But yeah, I got all the weapons, like the special weapons, and I got all the new skill cards. And there's Ram. Ram is a skill that you get, like kind of like
Oh, like you run into them?
yeah, it's like an ability, kind of like the ground pound or the dash strike or
Oh.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, you get Ram, and you also get there's a thing called Pounce that you get to use in Fury mode. Um,
Oh.
and
Well, it seems like they're adding a lot of stuff to this DLC.
yeah, it's definitely there's a lot more to it. The Clodders and the
That's good. It's
Whippers
just
are kind of annoying, but then of course all the
there's always some
Apexes
annoying
are,
thing, you know?
yeah, but
Always something.
yeah, and so you get you,
Is this the final DLC?
well, that's what people are assuming anyway, because there hasn't
Mm,
been
okay.
any official word, and obviously they announced all this stuff like just saying like two things in later on, two story
Oh, they did.
expansions.
Okay.
Yeah, like they kind of announced that
Okay.
with the expansion pass, get access to two new story expansions or something,
Hmm.
and so if they add another one, it'll cost everybody probably.
Yeah, okay.
But
Well, and maybe it'll give them time to make Dead Island 3
yeah, well, I don't know, because
in 50 years.
there's so much they're having problems again launching the stupid thing on Wednesday, and
Jeez, what?
because it was supposed to come out at a set time. Like they even had a map of the Earth and saying what certain areas it's gonna release at.
Okay.
Like it's gonna be 8 o'clock somewhere along the west side of North America, and then Chicago was gonna be like 10 o'clock, and so on and
Huh.
so on. And
So, what happened? They just like they couldn't get it
well,
to ship out, or
it released, and then it wasn't showing up in the like on the main menu. You go to extras and then go to downloadable content, and then it shows all the things in the game that you have, and
yeah.
it wasn't appearing there. And then on the store it kept appearing and disappearing, and
It's a bummer. You think they'd fix it after the first 4 times or whatever?
yeah, and even on the because you're supposed to, it's not supposed to really be like installed. Like it's supposed to be just an automatically added thing. Um,
Right.
and so
Okay. All right. Yeah.
when you go to like the memory or wherever storage for the game or whatever, when you manage add-ons and stuff, um, was supposed to be listed under the thing, like right above house, if that was the last thing you downloaded, and
Right.
it
Okay.
was appearing and disappearing there too. And it was while it was there, it still wasn't appearing in game. So, and then
That's. I mean,
and then I
jeez.
turned my console off and turned it back on to get an update downloaded. Um,
And then it worked.
and then, well, it sort of worked. It was appearing like, when you start the game, it says, loading entitlements or whatever. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it said, a new story expansion is available, but it still wasn't appearing under the DLC thing. But
Jeez.
eventually it worked. But
Okay, that's good.
it's like,
I had Echo Killshot and I had the exact same thing happen with Spider-Man 2 on PS5. They had a massive update with time of weather changes, new game plus, new suits, and it was this big hyped up thing. And then we were both playing it and waiting for the update, and the update got delayed by about 30 minutes, and then they released a patch. Right, we download the patch, and the patch promised New Game Plus and all these crazy things. None of it was there. So we're in the main menu and we're like, where's the stuff that they freaking promised? There's nothing here.
yeah.
And we checked on Twitter. The whole internet was losing their mind. It was like World War III for 5 minutes. And then, lo and behold, 10 minutes later, Insomniac Games releases a patch with the right stuff. So apparently they gave us a patch for nothing. Like, they updated nothing. And then 10 minutes later, they did the right one. Just really weird stuff going on.
Oh, well.
What do you do, I guess, huh?
You gotta love game makers.
Oh, yeah.
But this one was okay. I mean, of course, I got frustrated when I died the first time, and then the second time, and then the third time, and
How much do you lose progress or
no,
something when you die this time, or no?
no, I just lose my cool a bit.
You lose your patience. Yeah, that's probably the worst thing.
Because especially like I don't know what it is, but every time because there's keys and lock boxes and stuff also in this, and I don't know why, but every time it's a mutator that has a key, I can never kill him the first time, and then he kills me, and then I just have to hit him a little bit to kill him after I spawn again.
That's weird. What kind of zombies do those look like again?
They have like a large bony, I don't know what you'd call it. It's kind of like a large bony spike coming out of their wrist. And they have like a wide open chest with all these spiky things.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those things
start off as looking like walkers. They even have the name Walker above them, and then they morph into these things when you give them time or if you make a loud noise or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And
what difficulty do you play on?
Regular.
Okay, yeah, same. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. They introduced a new skill card that you get for free right when you start the DLC, and it's supposed to make everything harder. Like, it's supposed to reduce how much damage you give and slow down healing and stuff or whatever. But I'm not gonna use it. I die enough times. I don't need to.
Yeah, no more suffering.
Yeah. People want a challenge.
I'm with you.
They're free to do that. I mean, you look at people doing lassos on Halo games,
Right.
Or
I mean, hell, I played Elden Ring. I beat Elden Ring, and I mean,
or Dying Light on Nightmare Mode.
Exactly, yeah. Well, Dying Light 2 just got an update, and that is, like, insane what they were able to do. I mean, the difficulty in that is insane. But yeah, I think the zombie games are pretty good, and I gotta re-download it and play it because I really want to play this new DLC.
Yeah, but it is for the most part, if you know how to enjoy a zombie game, it's pretty good still.
Yeah.
Of course, it's frustrating when you're trying to do something specific, but if you just want to
Right.
slay guys, that's when you can have fun, sort of.
Yeah.
Unless they're just guys that refuse to die, and you're just like, all right, enough of this, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Time to go to bed.
like that's what I do when I'm trying to fight butchers, or when I'm trying to fight runners. Sometimes I'm trying to counter, perfect block, and somehow my timing just doesn't work, and then I just get tired of getting hit by them all the time, and I finally just turn my fury on, and then just split them in half that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that the Fury mode is like the easy way out, but I mean it's so freaking fun. But yeah,
Yeah, but that's one thing. One thing you gotta admit about House is they have those orange balls that you stand next to, and it regenerates your Fury. Wish they brought those.
Yeah,
back.
that thing's awesome.
Yeah, I wish they brought those back, but I guess it's a House exclusive thing.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, but yeah, those things definitely helped.
Yeah, but yeah, and the Ripper is pretty good too. It's different in the first game because it's just a mod in the first game, and in the second game, you gotta hit guys while they're still alive, of course, and you have to do damage to get the blade to spin faster, and the faster it spins, the more damage it does until it's supercharged, as it's called, and then you can
Okay.
pretty much one or two hit guys to death.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and that actually the last achievement I got for the game was the one where you have to slay 5 guys with the Ripper supercharged, and then I had to bisect 5 more guys with the Sawdisc launcher.
Oh, yeah, I really want to try that Sawdisc launcher, man. That thing looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks better than it did, because in the earlier concept it looked like just a shotgun with saw blades on top of it.
Okay.
But now it looks like something that Dying Light should have, actually.
Well, that's cool. So they kind of like made it cooler, I guess.
Yeah, or they just... Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I've got 3 shotguns plus I've got the one shot, which is kind of like a shotgun, I guess. I mean, it uses shotgun shells, although it kind of acts more like a flare gun, but yeah, but otherwise,
is it lethal or?
Yeah, it's lethal. It's just
Okay.
it uses shotgun shells, but it shoots more like flares, so you actually have to hit somebody with it. It doesn't spread.
Oh.
But I think it does have a little bit of like splash damage, so anybody nearby gets a little damaged anyway.
Well, that's cool at least, yeah. I mean, it's good that they're adding like new weapons and stuff. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. You should have the big one, or the big shot. You should have that because it's in the main game. It's like looks almost like a large revolver with three rounds to it. So
I'd have to, when I reinstall it in a few days here, I'll have to look because I'm pretty sure I would have that.
But yeah, it's pretty good. The Sawdisc launcher and the Ripper, and I also got the guitar axe. And
is that part of the new DLC too?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I don't have it.
Yeah. There's a guitar axe. There's they have more specific names to them, but I can't remember. They also have
Yeah.
microphone claws. Um,
Yeah.
and then oh, there's a new sledgehammer called a pile driver.
Okay.
And then there's this other. It's kind of like one of those nail hammers. It kind of acts like one of those nail hammers, but it's got like, I don't know. It's kind of like, looks like almost like an ice pick, with cross between an ice pick and a hammer. And it's
Okay.
it's basically got a hybrid sight on the top, like
Ooh.
from Call of Duty. I don't know
Uh-huh.
why.
That's
But
cool.
can't actually aim with it or anything. It's just there for show, I guess. But
You can look cool when you kill zombies, I guess, right?
yeah, but yeah, it's been pretty good overall though. It's just those deaths that really annoy me because they're really unnecessary especially when I only have to respawn and I spawn nearby, and then I find the guy that killed me and he's only takes 2 hits to die all of a sudden,
Of course, right? Yeah, yeah.
and it's just
Well, now you should work for whoever made this game because I want to play this now. I got to get on it, but we got to move on to
yeah.
the MonsterVerse. If you guys haven't seen Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, check it out. I mean, I think this movie made a lot of money, so I'm assuming you have seen it. But
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on it, and
I
what
saw
was the
it.
topic you wanted to?
I saw it twice in theaters,
Oh, okay, all right.
but yeah. So what were you
How much
saying?
money? Do you know how much money the movie's making?
Oh, well, it's made over. I think it's made over 4 million, 400 million now. Um,
4 million. Wow.
yeah, it's pretty. Hey, it's more than we make.
Yes, that is true.
So, who are we
I'm
to,
checking my wallet, and yes, that's more.
who are we to judge just because that makes less than it was supposed to compared to, us little people that don't, you know,
That's a good point,
we're
actually.
not movies, so we don't make that much. But
Yeah, right.
anyway, well, I didn't mind it personally. I'm I am I am the opposite of you when it comes to Suko. I don't actually mind him design wise or character wise.
Okay.
I don't know what exactly your problem is with him, but
I don't remember either. Oh, yeah, okay, that's the little monkey.
yeah, they don't call him
Right.
Suko, but that's been his name basically.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm thinking of Zuko from Avatar. I'm like, hang on.
But yeah, like I don't see a big problem with him. I mean, if it's because of how he emotes and everything, I mean, he's supposed to because the monsters were made to be the main characters of this film. They're not supposed to be side characters.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. I think it was just like the big eyes, maybe. It didn't look as realistic as any of the other creatures, which maybe it's because he's a kid. I don't know. I think if
Well,
we see more of him, he'll get better, but
he's also not technically the same kind of monkey. I mean, Kong, while he has a lot of features of a gorilla, he doesn't look like just a giant gorilla. Like there's clear
yeah, it's true.
differences because like for one thing, I think gorillas have more skin looking faces.
Sure.
I
Like
think.
in real life.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, in real life,
Okay.
I think gorillas, their faces show a lot more skin. They're not so fur covered, but
Next time I go to the zoo,
I
I'll
don't
let you
know.
know.
Yeah, but anyway, but
Yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, though, what did you think of his role?
Yeah, so I mean, you guys can check out my review if you want to, but I'll say it here that I think that the role that little monkey plays, and just I think the overall character arcs, I guess, of Kong and Godzilla. Godzilla's a little less, but I think
Yeah.
what they do with Kong movies is really cool. I mean, not ruining the whole thing for you guys if you haven't seen it, but he kind of goes on like a journey of family, I guess, and all that. And I think
Yeah.
it's cool because like what do you do with a big monkey after four whatever movies? Like he can only look cool and do cool things for so long before he gets boring. So I
Yeah.
think having him search for family and kind of find that in Zuko, I think that's a really cool design choice and storytelling device. I think it was pretty well handled.
Yeah. And not to mention, you gotta admit, Zuko is pretty cool overall. I mean, you see him how he takes care of Kong after he gets injured, and not to mention he even throws a big rock at an evil monkey's face.
He does do that.
So, you know,
Yeah, no, he's a cool little monkey.
yeah. And what'd you think of Shimo?
Remind me who that is?
The giant ice titan?
Yes, okay, that's right. Yeah. I think that the enemies in this movie are just, I mean, they're crazy. They're just crazy. They look really cool. I think that the designs are good. They're menacing, and I think that the
Yeah.
designs kind of keep one-upping themselves. I think it looks really cool,
Yeah. Did you feel sorry for
and I'm
Shimo?
excited.
Did you feel sorry for Shimo?
No,
A little?
well, whatever. You sure?
Because she wasn't doing
I
those
cried.
things. She wasn't doing those things by choice. Skarking was, controlling her through that crystal.
That's true. Yeah,
so,
that is true. That's a good point. What did you think of the human characters, especially Gia? I think she got a little bit more play, which was cool.
Yeah, I didn't mind them. I mean, I was hoping to, I can't, I can't say didn't want human characters in this one. So, just
Yeah, I mean, you look at the new, the new Transformer trailer, Transformers One. I think it's an all animated movie, zero humans,
yeah.
and I think that was, a lot of people were pissed off about Transformers. They're like, the human characters suck.
It's kind of like the old Beast Wars show.
Yeah.
It was all just Transformers.
But I think that speaks to
no humans whatsoever, and yet they're turning into all these animals. How do they know what they even look like?
Exactly right. But I think that speaks volumes to what the MonsterVerse can do with that, because they're able to make the monsters themselves cool and unique, but they're also able to give, I genuinely wasn't expecting Gia and her mom to have some sort of character arc. Like which is crazy. And I think that's another thing that I wanted to ask your opinion on, because all these movies, you kind of mentioned it briefly, but like we see Bernie and we see other characters from the other movies, but there was this other guy, I don't even remember his name. I think a Skarsgård played him. He was in the second to last one.
Yeah, Nathan
and
Lind.
They got rid of him. Yeah, he's not there. We got Trapper now. We don't know where Millie Bobby Brown's at. I mean, she's doing something.
Yeah.
I think the one thing they could do is kind of tie the needle and thread the needle and make it so that, just like you said, just give me like a one sentence thing of where this character is, just so that I really feel that they're still here and they're not like recast or something.
Yeah. I mean, just say, Bernie could have said something like, well, now that Madison's back in school, I guess I have to stick with you now, or something.
Yeah. I mean, like they really want to establish this universe, but they're forgetting.
I mean, I know they're not.
Their other characters.
They're not trying to make this an exact like monster version of the MCU, obviously, but like, the connections are there. Are there to be, to know that it is still one universe. That's the whole point of Godzilla versus Kong. It was to know that Godzilla 2014 and Kong Skull Island were both building up to this, even though Skull Island was just one movie. Godzilla had
I think
of the Monsters.
It was also,
even though Kong sort of appeared in there by, stock footage, but
Yeah, right. I think going back to Skull Island, I think that is cool because I mean, that's still my favorite one, but I love how they kind of went into the mythology of the Iwi tribe and stuff that we really only kind of see or is referenced in that movie. And I think,
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, I mean, we're not getting characters, but at least we're getting things and events from other movies, and I think that's good enough for now.
Yeah, and I mean, I've kind of I just use my imagination if something isn't brought up, like that little outpost that's attacked by Scar King early on in the film.
Right.
I just kind of imagine maybe Nathan Lind was in there somewhere,
That could be, yeah.
got killed.
Oh, yeah, that could be. I mean, you never know, right?
So, but yeah, and yeah, would you definitely say? Well, I shouldn't say definitely, but would you say it is better than Madam Web?
Um, yeah.
Okay.
Like basically any movie is better than Madam Web. I will say though that the last Airbender review, which will be, I mean, it's obviously on the channel by the time this goes out. That movie is horrible, and yeah, this is a very good movie. I mean, the new Empire is extremely well made compared, not just compared to Madam Web, but just in general. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So did I. And
I mean, I don't know what they can do from here because, I mean, I guess we got
Well-
Godzilla sleeping in the Coliseum or whatever, but
well, Adam Wingard wants to make a third Godzilla and Kong movie to make a kind of a trilogy.
okay.
In this regard, like obviously not just the end of the MonsterVerse, but just kind of he wants to make a third one that is a trilogy of both characters in one movie, kind of thing. And he wants to make the next one and more Godzilla focused, kind of like how this one was Kong focused.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. I mean, hey, look, if they can keep pumping out good movies and solid ideas, then I'm there, you know what I mean?
yeah, so but
Who'd have
yeah.
thought? You know, who'd have thought that a big monkey and a big lizard would be so lucrative with people in the box office? You know, I think that's crazy.
Yeah. And, critics were being critics, but the audience was
They
being
love to do that.
the audience was being flexible. So
Yeah.
but,
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a competent movie. I mean, I don't think I had that much negative to say. I thought it was pretty fun.
yeah, and I kind of liked. What'd you think of the zero gravity battle?
Yeah, that thing was awesome, especially when they got out that Beast Glove from Modern Warfare 3. I thought they did a really good job of showing that. The fight scenes were insane.
Yeah,
Really good stuff all around, I think.
Yeah, and people are kind of complaining that Scar King wasn't as menacing as he was made out to be, but did you find him just as he was made out to be?
I mean, he probably's not the most intimidating that we've ever seen from this franchise, but I think he does the job. You know, I mean, really, he's there. He's like a gang member. You know, like he's really like, I want to keep my turf the way it is, and Kong
Yeah.
can't step in my turf, and they kind of have that fight. And I think that for what the story they were telling, it works. Obviously, we've seen more evil and formidable enemies, but in terms of what he's trying to do, I think they did an alright job.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of like a skinny gang boss with a bulky bodyguard that he's holding his family hostage, so to speak.
Pretty much.
And once his family is safe, or in this case, the crystal thing that Scar King was using on Shimo is destroyed, then the bodyguard turns on the on the boss.
Yeah, that was such a badass scene. That was awesome. Even my mom was like, "Whoa."
Oh, she enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't want to see it because she was like, "Oh, what if he dies?" She doesn't like animals getting hurt. And then at the end she was like, it was pretty good. Well, yeah, I freaking told you no one's gonna die. They're not gonna
No,
kill Kong. Like, come on.
no, and actually, that's another thing. Is Wingard was saying he wants to do more, explore more with Kong now that he is officially King Kong now, and so
Yeah, that's a good point.
he's not gonna just die all of a sudden after becoming king like that. And he wants to explore more with Kong in this regard and show him how he kind of like how he handles being king as opposed to Scar King, who is more of a tyrant like today's leaders are.
Yeah.
And how he's more
Well, that's
wants to be
interesting
more
because,
of
I mean,
he wants to be more of a compassionate king and not a cruel one.
right.
So
Well, that's funny. I guess Kong is king now. I never thought about it like that. I wonder if they're gonna call it King Kong, the next one,
yeah, you mean like the next Solo if they ever make one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. I know a lot of people want to see Mechanicon show up.
Hannah Kong. I've never heard of that one.
He's basically like Mecha Godzilla, but King Kong.
Oh, okay. I'm down for that. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain.
I think the movie's called The Son of Kong or something, or Son of King Kong, and yeah, he has to fight this big robot called Mechanicon. So
This is like an old stop motion one, right?
I'm assuming so.
Oh, you haven't seen it. Okay.
No, I've seen pictures of it, but I haven't seen it. But
Oh, okay.
but
All
that's
right.
okay. I mean, I've seen
Now, have you-
Godzilla versus Megalon clips like the one with Godzilla sliding on his tail. Yet I haven't seen the movie itself.
Yep, I've
so,
seen that. Yeah,
But
I've seen that. Have you seen the Peter Jackson King Kong?
I think a couple of times long ago, but
Okay. Every time I'm at Nanny and Poppy's house, I see it on cable, and I haven't seen the whole thing. I need to.
yeah, well, maybe when you go to their house next time, you should watch Godzilla versus Kong.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Right after we finish the Bad Batch, I'll
You want to
bring
see
those.
something cool? Never mind King Kong.
Yeah.
Watch him beat up a giant lizard and still lose.
Yeah. This ain't your grandpa's Kong.
Yeah.
This is the new
So
TikTok Kong.
yeah, and so that's
It's like, when people bring like iPads and stuff to the zoo and like the monkeys freak out. Imagine that. Like, imagine Kong doing a TikTok or filming a YouTube short. That'd be crazy.
yeah, it would be interesting.
A good post-credit scene.
Yeah. Just
A good post-credit scene. Yeah.
King Kong. Yeah, Monarch could make Kong a giant iPad, I suppose.
Yeah. There you go. And Kong and Godzilla, they can do a little dance or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
Good stuff.
What did you think of Godzilla's arc, though? I mean, it was short, of course, but I didn't find it.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot. You look at a lot of those movies, and obviously Godzilla shows up less than Kong, or shows up less than we would like in some cases. But I think maybe
It's definitely not as.
maybe Godzilla showing up less than that is kind of a good thing, because when he does show up that you're supposed to, it's not you're expecting him to show up. When he doesn't, it's when you see him, you're supposed to get excited.
Yeah, it's like a cool moment. I do think that while Godzilla didn't have as strong of an arc, I think that's just inherent because I don't know. I feel like you can do a lot with King Kong or Kong in general, but Godzilla maybe not as much because he's not as emotive and expressive. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I think what they did is fine. I think the way that they were able to kind of take those
works.
arcs and kind of make them, yeah, right, like have them actually converge and make sense and feel, needed and all that. I think that was. It's hard to write like that. Like it's hard to write a big lizard good,
Yeah.
and I think they pretty much did that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's not like trying to write, like, if you were trying to do a Jurassic movie and make the dinosaurs all characters and have
Right.
little human scream time, and it was the dinosaurs that were the main focus, and you're following them most of the time, and then only like
Yeah, well, you never know. They're
only
making
the
another one, so
only the
maybe.
T-Rex, the T-Rex basically is like Godzilla, and some raptor is basically like Kong, and it's like,
Yeah, Rexy.
yeah, and the T-Rex only shows up for the final battle or whatever, and you're more
Yeah,
emotionally
imagine. Yeah,
invested
imagine they try to
in a
give.
raptor.
Right. Yeah, imagine they try to give Blue a character arc. Like, what the heck would that be?
Yeah, I mean, Blue has sort of an arc. She goes from being a trained raptor to being a victim, basically, and then to being a
That's a good point,
parent.
actually.
To being a parent.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I wish we saw more of her in
I gotta.
Dominion. Would have liked to have seen her take on one of the Atrociraptors.
Oh yeah, that would have been dope.
Because I think that was actually one of the. I think that was one of the theories back when they revealed the Atrociraptors. Is that there's one called there's one that was going to be called Red, and I think is still called Red, and it was assumed it was going to have a fight with Blue or something, but nah. I prefer the MonsterVerse fights compared to the Jurassic World fights, even though they're good. We still.
Oh yeah,
we actually do see more of the monsters fight than in those things, because you see in Jurassic World, like, they have that whole shot where it's just following the humans and the dinosaurs are in the background, hidden behind walls and roofs and everything, and you can't really see what's happening. You just know they're moving. And
yeah, no, I agree. I think the MonsterVerse fights are better, but last little topic before we end this, it just popped on my mind. Have you seen or heard of Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous? Because apparently they're making a season 2 or like a whole new show. I don't know what it's called, but
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. I've heard of it though.
Yeah, it's canon. I want to watch it. I haven't gotten to it.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. I do know a few things about it though, like there's some new dinosaurs in it, and
okay.
There's some new dinosaur. I don't know if it's a hybrid or not. It's another Rex type.
Oh.
It's another Rex dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's called, but yeah, I haven't actually seen it though. Although I think the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 shows up in it.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I bought season 1 on DVD. I think last year. I just haven't freaking watched it. But I have to. I mean, I own it. I just gotta watch it. But I think from what I've seen from the trailers, it looks pretty cool. So I think expanding on the world with shows kind of like what Star Wars and Marvel are doing, I think that's really cool. And the MonsterVerse too with Monarch and all that, but and the anime.
Yeah, and Monarch is canon, but that's one thing. There is nothing connecting it to Godzilla X Kong.
Okay.
It takes place between 2015 and 2017.
Huh.
And so,
yeah, because when I watched the new Empire, I was looking for like specific things. I'm like, oh, I won't know that because I haven't seen Monarch. But nothing happened.
Yeah, there's nothing that links it to those things, but it links to the other movies. So, like, it shows.
Well, that's good at least. At least
it shows things that if you've seen Godzilla 2014, you'll recognize. Granted, from a slightly different angle, but whatever. It has some references to Skull Island. It has, well, I can't entirely say it has real connectivity to King of the Monsters, except for maybe Godzilla's back spikes look more like King of the Monsters.
Oh, okay.
Kind of later in the show. But that's probably the only thing connecting it to King of the Monsters. And then of course,
I mean, at least it's something, right?
And then there's a little bit of a thing that you'll recognize. There's a thing you'll recognize if you've seen Godzilla vs. Kong, but
which I have, so I'm in for a treat.
Yeah. So, and Kiadi Mundi's brother shows up.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Axis Mundi.
Ooh, okay. Huh.
So, when you watch it and you hear that name, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Unless you forget, because I know you have a forgetful mind sometimes, but...
Yeah, that'll happen. I'm getting old.
Yeah, oh well.
I'm like a boomer. It's all good.
But, yeah, so... But anyway, we're an hour and 20, so perhaps we should call it.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe.
I can't think of anything else to talk about, and, you know, we kind of saved spoilers for the end, so there's not much else to talk about.
Right, that's true.
Godzilla X Kong right now, so...
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm sure there'll be stuff for next time, which will be relatively soon. I'm imagining. I'm gonna get
some things here that are still waiting, so can talk about some of them anyway next time.
All right, cool. Sounds good. So if you guys enjoyed this, again, make sure to like. If you made it all the way through, and you know, if you're watching this or just listening to it and you're doing other crap, just let me know in the comments. I do appreciate you guys watching these.
Yeah.
Again, go subscribe to Recon Trooper and myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had a lot of fun.
And by all means, watch. Even if it's just the first 5 minutes, watch, because I need views.
Yes.
I only got 4 views in our last one. And two of them were me when I wasn't signed in.
Oh. Well, I watched a little bit, so there you go.
Yeah, so. All right, but yeah, so hope you guys enjoy my Dead Island 2 and Godzilla gameplay also.
Mm-hmm. And I filmed some. What did I film? I filmed Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Can't wait to see it. See, unlike other people, I actually do watch yours all the way.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, thanks.
Nobody. I
try to get some good.
I don't know if anybody watches mine all the way except me, because I make sure to watch it to make sure it's working okay. And then I watch it again if there's been no views after a week. So
that's fair. Yeah.
I support myself, I guess.
Yeah. I think it's good to have the varied gameplay, which is cool. I mean, me with Syndicate, it's literally me like getting collectibles for an hour, but it's fine. Something.
Yeah, that's fine. Me on the other two, it's just me fighting, so.
Yeah, right. Little change of pace. It's all good.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, guys, I had a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do another one. I'll probably have one with Echo Killshot coming up too, if you guys want to see that. It's been a while since I did one with him, but yeah, I had a lot of fun, and we will do one relatively soon. And again, make sure to like, subscribe, and thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.
Later, folks.